Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. I have two topics for you today. My first topic is about a question that has been frequently asked and lot of answers floating around. And the question is, why is it that Punjab farmers are protesting so much? Why is it that other farmers are not protesting? That is a question that has been asked. And like I said, lot of people, lot of point of views. Let us address that question first. That's my topic number one. My topic number two is, as citizens of this great country of ours, as citizens of the world's largest democracy, it is our job to ensure that we promote and we help build a strong opposition. A democracy needs opposition. And that's my topic number two. Let's get right into the show. Now the thing is, like I said, a lot of people say, why Punjab farmer? Why is a Punjab farmer so agitated? Bhai, baki ka farmers dekho, nothing is happening. Maharashtra farmers is saying nothing, Andhra Pradesh farmer is saying nothing. Why only Punjab farmer? This is the first question they ask. The second question they ask is, why is a Punjab farmer so dependent on MSP? Look at other farmers, see how they are doing, diversifying their crops. Why is a Punjab farmer dependent on MSP? Because of that, all this, no? So these are the two questions that are normally asked. Now let us try and answer these two questions. Answer number one. It is not just Punjab farmers who are supporting or who are protesting. First of all, there are farmers from Haryana, there are farmers from Uttar Pradesh, lot of farmers are going from Maharashtra, I am told, lot of farmers are going from South Indian states, I am told. That is one end of the story, but the most important is that there is not a single farmer union that is against this protest. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, not a single farmer union. Not a single farmer union, including the Bharatiya Kisan Sangh, which is part of the RSS farmer union, not a single farmer union has gone out and said that what the farmers are doing in Delhi is wrong, or the protest of the farmers in Delhi is wrong. Not one single farmer. So the fact remains that while bulk of the people protesting in Delhi could be Punjabis and some Haryanvis and from Uttar Pradesh, but the entire nation, farming unions of the entire nation is supporting them. So let's get that first thing very clear. Now let us come to the more technical question as to why so much halla bulla about the MSP? Why only Punjab farmers? Okay. A lot of intellectuals by now have been saying this, writing and so on and so forth, that if you diversify, so if you move out from rice and wheat and you diversify to food crops and to other crops, the chances are your dependence on MSP will be lesser. This is what a lot of intellectuals says, and they are right too. They are right too. So what they advise Punjab farmers is, bhai kyun lad rahe ho? छोड़ो ना MSP को, you diversify and then everything will be okay. Now my point is, what is said, this is easier said than done. ये इतना easily नहीं होता है, and I will tell you why. For starters, let us understand the concept of grains, concept of MSP, how it started and what is the important and what was the contribution that Punjab made to this country. You see, in 1965, we used to depend on US for our food grains. 10 metric tons is what we needed, and that was acquired from the United States of America. And we didn't have foreign reserves in 1965, so we used to pay in Indian rupees. And the United States would give us. In 1965, the government of the day decided this concept of MSP, minimum support price, and promoted states, especially states like Punjab, to grow grains, to grow rice and wheat. And from 1965, when we had to import 10 metric tons, to today, where our Food Corporation of India boasts of 97 metric tons just lying as reserve in June. That was the figure in June. It was lying there. You know, our average reserve is 41.2 metric tons. 41.2 metric tons, and today we have, in June, we had 97 metric tons lying there. That was the increase of growth that happened after the MSP was introduced. And Punjab focused on grains, Punjab focused on wheat and on rice, and therefore their dependence on MSP. This is the first point. The second point, a lot of economist intelligentsia says, why is Punjab not diversifying like what Kerala did, or like what Andhra Pradesh did, like what Tamil Nadu did, like what Himachal Pradesh did, and like what West Bengal did? Why is Punjab not diversifying into various other products, cash crop, food crops, so on and so forth, mixed bag? Why can't you diversify? फिर तो भाई आपका dependence कम होगा MSP से. Now, you see, it's easier said than done. It looks very good on paper. And for an argument or for a logic, this looks very good. But we need to understand some basic fundamentals of farming. First and foremost is, let me give you some figures. First and foremost is, an average per hectare growth of food grains, that is rice and wheat, and on an average is 135 kgs in India per hectare. An average land can give you, average hectare can give you 135 kgs in India. In Punjab, an average hectare can give you 212 kilos of rice or wheat. This is the difference between the actual quality of produce and quantity of produce in Punjab. Punjab land produces good rice and wheat, and in larger quantity than the average India. Number one. Now, number two. An average Indian farm owner owns around 1.08 hectares of land. An average Punjab farm owner has around 3.62 hectares of land. Approximately, a Punjab landowner has 4 times the land that an average Indian landowner has. So his land parcel is large. You ask any practical farmer, when the land parcel is large, manipulating the crops and managing crops becomes a huge problem. If your land parcel is smaller, then you can manage the crops. So you can have X amount of place where you grow cash crops, X amount of Y amount of place where you grow food crops, so on and so forth. Where you can, you can diversify your growth, you can diversify your produce. But when your land parcel is huge, it becomes difficult to manage diversified growth. Now, this is a practical problem, and a farmer will tell you this. An economist may not understand this, but a farmer will. So, while yes, ideally it is always better if you diversify crops, ideally it is always better if you have a mixed bag and wherein you can your profitability will be more. Of course it is right. But to overnight come and change this culture, to overnight expect that Punjabi farmers will start, or rather farmers from Punjab will start diversifying, is asking for too much. I mean, you are saying that bhai हमने bill निकाला है, आप diversify करो. वैसे नहीं होता. It doesn't work that way. So this is the fact. This is the story of why Punjab farmers are upset, and why Punjab farmers are protesting, and why MSP is so important to Punjab farmers. It is high time. It is high time that we start as a country and as citizens of this country, it's high time we start promoting a strong opposition. It is not for a party's benefit or a person's benefit, but it is our benefit. It is purely for our benefit that we start promoting opposition in India. Because if you don't have a strong opposition, you tend having an arrogant government. And for the simple reason, that one reason, we need to ensure that we have a strong opposition. So promoting opposition doesn't necessarily mean promoting a political party. That's not the point. The point is promoting leaders. We need to identify, pick, protect, and back leaders who are asking questions to the government, who are actually doing their work as a public representative, as people's representative in the assembly and the parliament. Pick those people up, identify those people up, promote those people up, and need be protect those people. That is what I mean by promoting and creating and supporting opposition. So if the politicians can't make a political party, let the people of this country help make a political opposition that can stand and face the government. I believe media houses, especially television channels, has been the single largest reason to decimate opposition out of this country.
और सबसे बड़ा सवाल, चीन के सामने हिंदुस्तान का दावा भारी पड़ रहा है। क्या इसीलिए मनमोहन सिंह, राहुल बाबा और एंटोनिया माइनो परेशान है? ये सवाल सिर्फ मैं नहीं, मेरे साथ पूछता है सारा भारत। उपकर की गद्दार गैंग पर क्यों न चले देश विरोधी मुकदमा? या आस्तीन के सांप वालों गैंग, अरे ये तो पाकिस्तान से खाते हैं और पाकिस्तान की गाते हैं।
बन गई है नीतीश की सरकार और उधर महागठबंधन में हो रही है आर पार।
दीदी के दुर्ग में यानी किले में अमित शाह की चढ़ाई, अमित शाह का पॉलिटिकल स्टाइल यही है।
ममता के लिए घुसपैठिए अपने हैं क्या?
A dejected and desperate opposition is trying very hard to revive its lost Mandir card. Why else would Sharad Pawar link the Mandir construction to the COVID situation? Why would Sharad Pawar do that?
साबित कीजिए वैसी जी अपनी देशभक्ति, साबित कीजिए अपनी देशभक्ति।
You see, criticizing the opposition doesn't help the growth or the way forward for this country. Opposition sits in opposition. It is the government that forms policies. It is the government that you should be watching, not the opposition. The opposition has to watch the government and the media is watching the opposition. What is wrong with us? Criticizing Rahul Gandhi, criticizing Sonia Gandhi is good. It may feel good, but it helps nothing. It will never help this country. We can criticize Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi and others from morning to night. It will make no difference to this country. But if we keep an eye on what our respective ministers are doing, our Prime Minister is doing, if we keep an eye and try to critically evaluate it, it will help the country, because you will have a couple of narratives that is in front of you for you to understand what is what and what are the different perspectives in which you can see it. That just is not happening, and the media has failed this country to provide this multiple narrative or this options in narrative. And somewhere down the line, as countrymen, we too have flown with the tide. So the point that I am trying to make is, now it is our conscious, now it is our need of the hour that we consciously create, consciously promote, consciously identify, and consciously help to promote good leaders, to create a strong opposition. It is our time and it is high time. And that is the point that I wanted to make in my topic 2. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.